Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Normally, I would point out to my name, Casual Duelist. I'd say thank you for joining the channel today. I'm still going to thank you for joining the channel, so thank you. Real quick, I'm going to be using this mat all week. This is like the newest of the Konami mats, and I know, it's probably been out a minute, but like we were just able to add this to our collection. And if you guys know anybody who's like a big fan of Heroes, I don't want to say the mat's lazy, but it is literally just like the actual arts from a bunch of the cards and stuff. But it's really cool. Plus, we got like the hero symbol. The one thing I think Konami probably should have done was add in like proper play squares. But as like a collectible mat and everything, I think it's cool. I do enjoy it. It's almost got a what is that? His family, her family, the Brady Bunch. It's almost got like a Brady Bunch feel to it, showing my age here real quick. One more thing before we get into today's deck. As you guys are aware of, with this last Friday, we had a Sacred Beast build go live. Of course, part of it is up and across the table up over there, as are some of last week's decks still, because, I just failed to clean up, I guess. And here's the thing. We're getting to the point where we're almost going to be able to play the Earthbound Immortals. Now, I want you guys to take a vote because, like on the one hand, I could just put together one deck and put together my favorite Earthbound Immortals in it, or I can build you guys 7 different decks with different decks featuring the Earthbound Immortals in it. Same thing with the Nordic gods. Do you want 3 separate different builds, or do you want one build? And I kind of lean towards, Thor and Odin just because I feel they're better. So guys, take a vote on that. You guys do what you guys want to do with that. I've got 3 god level decks for you this week. We've got a couple little filler stories. And again, we went back to common charity, but none of that is what we need to worry about right now. Right now, what I need to talk about is this Yubel deck, okay? So Yubel may be considered not a god. It is from the GX era. What makes this card a god, and again, it has 10 stars, much like cards we're not going to argue are gods. So again, same star level count. But why are we playing this one? Well, it kind of transforms. It's really cool. And comes from one of my favorite sets in the game, the Phantom Darkness. So here's like a really fun way to play Yubel. So the first thing you need in your deck is you're going to need as many copies of Armageddon Knight as you're allowed at the time. Currently it's 1, because we're working on a strategy. So all this is summon, and then you Foolish Burial 1 dark attribute from deck to discard. Another great way to get cards in a discard pile. We're going to be using Dangers. I dusted off a copy of Bigfoot this time. I found out I only had 1. So we just added it to the previous engine. But if I would have had more, I would have played 3 Bigfoot, 3 Nessie, probably 1 Tsuchinoko and 1 Jackrabbit, and dropped the Chupacabra altogether. This way I could have added trade-ins as well. Again, these guys play hide and go seek. So whichever one you're trying to play, you want to reveal it to your opponent. Then you shuffle your hand. They got to pick a card at random. If they choose the correct card, it gets discarded and gets its own effect. If they choose another card, you still have to discard the card that got selected, but you get to draw a card in exchange, and then you summon the danger monster because it wasn't found. Now, they each have a different effect when they are the one that is discarded. When Bigfoot is discarded, target face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it, hence why he's good. The 1 Chupacabra we're running for right now, special summon it is what it'll do. You target a different danger, and then you can special summon it. Jackalope will allow you to special summon 1 danger from the deck in defense. Of course, we're going to run 3 copies of Nessie because it's just best. And when this one is discarded, you can add a danger from the deck to the hand. And Tsuchinoko will special summon itself, which is why it is absolutely just amazing. Next up, we are going to use as many Dark Graphers as you're currently allowed. And much like Armageddon Knight, he has been limited to 1 for now, which is fine because I didn't actually own 3. I went looking. I only ended up with 2. I'm glad to know that I could only run 1, so I didn't feel too bad. When you play this, you can actually special summon this from the hand by discarding a level 5 or higher Dark. And then also once per turn, Much like, I want to say it's Gozuki or something like that. Allows you to discard a dark card in order to send a dark from the deck to the discard. And again, he was very pivotal when it came to playing Dark Armed Dragon and all of those dark monsters when they're dark by name. So again, he was like really cool. And then there's our showstopper god, okay? So this is where things are going to get a little bit confusing. So first up, you're going to need 3 copies of Yubel. Yubel's really good, cannot be destroyed by battle. As the player, you take no battle damage from battles involving this card. Before damage calculation, while this face-up attack position card is being attacked, inflict damage to the opponent equal to their monster's attack. During the end phase, tribute another monster card or destroy this card. When this card is destroyed by an effect that is not its own, the owner can then special summon the next form, the Yubel Terror Incarnate, from the hand, deck, or the graveyard. So again, this is really good, but we have to find a way to get rid of it. And I'm going to show you that stuff when we get into the spell traps. Because that's really how we're going to off Yubel and start evolving this card into, Elder God levels of 11 and 10. Or 11 and 12, sorry. So the next form would be Yubel the Terror Incarnate. And again, looking awesome. I love the whole twin-headed fiendish dragon approach. Again, cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Yubel and cannot be special summoned in any other way. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. You take no battle damage involving this card again. Before damage calculation, when it is attacked by the opponent, inflict damage again to the opponent equal to the attack of their monster. During the end phase, every turn, destroy all other monster cards on the field. When this face-up card leaves the field, you may special summon Yubel Ultimate Nightmare from hand, deck, or grave. So, this one just has to leave. The first one has to be destroyed. The second one has to leave. That could be a bounce. That could be linking, because that's totally a thing these days. It could be any other method you want. Honestly, you could destroy this one too. It would be fine. Now, I'm going to be running 2 copies of the Ultimate Nightmare. Again, we can get the Ultimate Nightmare back from just about anywhere except Banishment. And again, 12 stars. Absolutely the most stars you can get in the game. Still a 0/0 kind of boss. And then I love how they just went into more of a fiendish approach with the twin dragon heads. Like, I love the art on this. Again, cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned by Yubel the Terror Incarnate in no other ways. This card may not be destroyed by battle. You still take no battle damage from battles involving this. However, this form says, at the end of the damage step, if this face-up attack position monster battles an opponent's monster. So now we can be the aggressor and we can attack, inflict damage equal to that monster's attack value, then destroy the card. So again, we can attack into blue eyes. We don't take 3k, they take 3k. Plus, we get to bop the blue eyes. So again, really, really cool. And you know what? I'm actually going to continue because of the way that we have everything set up. Everything's, I think, is actually going to fit today for the main deck. So we're just going to keep going, okay? So 3 Allures of Darkness. This spell, again, allows us to draw 2 cards, banish a dark. We're not going to have an issue with this. Every monster card that we're using is dark, so we shouldn't have to lose our hand. First method of evolving Yubel while gaining advantage. Normally, I would say play 3 Raigekis, but honestly, it's Yubel. We need to get it popped, and I think the best way to pop Yubel is going to just pop everything. Just kind of drop a blockbuster on there instead of anything that's pinpoint. And again, this will allow us to evolve immediately into our second form. So then if we want to, again, link play or something, we can go to the final form immediately. For a little bit of drawing consistency, I have added some Dark World dealings. Again, this will allow me to put cards I don't need in the discard pile. So if you draw any of the higher forms, we can just discard them. Because remember, you can special summon them from the graveyard. So that's not exactly a huge loss. Same thing with Foolish Burial. This is going to make a lot more sense in a moment because we also run Monster Reborn. So another great thing that we can do is, since we're trying to focus on cards going to the graveyard, especially Yubel, one thing that we can do here is we could send it, reborn it, and blow everything up. This will forcibly evolve our card without us having to do a normal summon, without having to attempt to summon a danger card. And again, it's just kind of fantastic. So again, a lot of people look at this deck and they go, there's a lot of high-level cards. How are you playing anything? It's actually way easier than it looks at first glance. I promise you. And then, we got to deal with back row. And you guys know I do this stuff in alphabetical. So you're like, you didn't put a Harpy's Feather Duster in. That's because they're like $7 a piece. And I'd rather play some Twin Twisters for once. So I sleeved up some Twin Twisters. And again, discard a card, target up to 2 spell traps on the field. It is MST doubled up for a discard, much like the Book of Lunar Eclipse is for the Book of Moon. So again, I'm not mad at this. I love this. I love this spell card. And again, this will allow us to deal with all these cards that we might have extras of that we don't need at the moment. So again, like I've got 2 Yubels in my hand. What am I going to do with 2 of them? I'm going to send one of them real quick and double pop. It's going to be fine. Moving into my trap cards, because again, we still have room on the table. We are going to play the 3 Infinite Impermanence. I think you guys understand this one by now, so I'm not going to waste your time. I want to bring in the most all-star trap card I could think of for this deck, and it is the Limit Reverse. Like, this feels super Joey Wheeler, because I think that's Swordsman of Landstar right there. Even though it's totally a GX dual disc on there, and you can tell because of the curved edges. Just got this like sweet rounded edge to it. What we're going to be able to do with this trap card is target one monster with 1,000 or less attack while it's in the graveyard, and special summon that card back in attack mode. So I'm going to want to activate this during my opponent's end phase, just because of the next sentence. If the target is changed to defense mode, destroy the target and this card. So that is an effect that is not Yubel's, which is why I want to throw cards into graveyard, and why I don't care if any of the forms of Yubel get there. Because I've got this, I got the Monster Reborn, and these are just going to be great ways for me to play what I need to play. And again, when this card leaves the field, destroy the target. When the target is destroyed, destroy this card. So it's just saying, unlike Call of the Haunted, it's not staying on the field if the other card's gone. And then we're just going to finish up with 3 copies of Torrential Tribute, because yes. What happens if I set up like a Yubel play or whatever, and my opponent's got like this ability to just do like this big old stall break or something? It's like Dark Hole on their turn. Just go for it. Or, Monster Reborn, Torrential, evolve your Yubel. It's all good. Just enjoy yourself. Real quick, I am going to need to clear the field in order to get to the extra deck. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a pause moment, make some notes on the deck list, or of course, maybe you guys were doing that all along, which is awesome. Or maybe you guys want to go ahead and take a screenshot. You guys do you. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to have the extra deck for you. All right. Now, the extra deck is actually fairly simple. It's all links. So this is going to be a 15-card extra deck of nothing but links. But I think you guys are going to kind of like it. So first up is Apollousa. I don't think that we need to explain Apollousa and why she's good and why she's going to maintain being played. One card I do think we need to talk about is I'm running 2 copies of Beat Cop from the Underworld. This is going to require any 2 monsters, and if it's link summoned using 2 dark monsters with different names, then we can gain the following effect. And again, this is something that we can do very easily in this deck. We can tribute 1 monster card. And again, this could be giving the second form his off the field. To target a different face-up card that's on the field at the moment to place a patrol counter on it. You can only use this effect of the Beat Cop once per turn. And if a card with a patrol counter would be destroyed by battle or by card effect, we can remove the patrol counter from it instead. An additional way to play this is to get a couple, 2 or 3 other cards that are not Yubel, especially if we already have the final form of Yubel, which is actually susceptible to destruction at that point. What we could do is then we could try to protect the Ultimate Nightmare by giving it that patrol counter. So that's pretty cool. Again, Boral Sword, we don't really need to talk about him. Same thing with IP Masquerena. Same thing with Nightmare Cerberus. Same thing with Double Phoenix. Same thing with Double Unicorn. Give it up. Both mac and cheese, different arts. Gotta love it. I decided I wanted to play my Triple Burst Dragon in here once. I've been playing this a lot in my commentary. Just wanted to flex that I also have it in the main game. Unfortunately, all common. I don't actually know if he comes as a rarity, but I just don't own one. And he's good during the damage step. Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. Again, you can kind of build up a field, so this might still be an option. And then one of the goofier things I was playing was actually 2 copies of Wee Witch. Because, and again, this was a little bit weird, all of my dark monsters do actually gain a 500 attack defense. All light monsters will lose 400 attack and defense, which is fine. Not even all that necessary. But if this card is destroyed by battle or a card effect, then I can target a dark monster card in my graveyard and add that card to my hand. This is an effect that you can only get once per turn. And it's really goofy how you could start to recycle things like the danger cards just in order to get more plays off. Or again, maybe, you accidentally got rid of all 3 copies of base Yubel and you need to start your loop of Yubel again because your opponent actually, beat Yubel. You want to be able to try to start again, and Wee Witch is going to be there for you to try to help you out with this. Again, a lot of these, the reason we doubled up on the Nightmares was the discard effects, because again, this sort of feeds into, having 4 cards in a deck to resurrect. Could we have added more resurrection cards? Yes. What would we have added had we added more? Honestly, it probably would have been back to the front. Like, just like 100% honesty here. I probably would have added back to the front. And just because I know that Yubel base form is immune to battle. So, I would have preferred it in attack mode. Maybe Call of the Haunted would be a better choice there. But back to the front doesn't have a weakness of being attached. But again, the weakness here is actually an advantage. So maybe I have to take that back. And in the moment, right now, say that the better choice between the two is the Call of the Haunted. So Call of the Haunted. Final answer. That is today's deck. Today was Yubel. Tomorrow, let me turn around here real quick. Tomorrow we've got a common charity hero deck for you guys. Again, I know, hero. But, this week we also are going to use the hero mat all week, so it feels fitting. We will be summoning some of the characters that are on the mat, which is awesome. And, guys, I just really hope that you enjoyed this. And if you did, maybe consider supporting the channel. What do you got to do that? Well, like, comment, easiest 2 things. You could subscribe. You may have already done that, though. At which point, maybe just share us with your friends. But if you do one thing for me, and only one thing, do this thing. Go out, try to have yourself a great day. Do the best that you can, okay? I don't care what that means. If that means you go out and you watch your favorite show again, you go and get that cup of coffee that you wanted, you go read your favorite book, or you just sit there and jam out the music for an hour. You guys, do the thing that you enjoy. Pursue the happiness, all right? I hope I can see you guys again next time. See you later, my friends.